90s, for its time, was an amazing part of human history. And that's partially because of all the good things that came out of it, quite like the Rugrats. But sadly, not all things in the 90s are good, and this is exactly one of those things. This is Salty's Lighthouse.
Where are we gonna play today? Salty's Lighthouse, come on along, we're on our way. Salty's Lighthouse, all of our friends are there, hooray! Salty's Lighthouse, shining a light to guide the way. Salty's Lighthouse.
So this is Salty's Lighthouse, a old children's program from the 90s. Way too lazy to give an actual show description, so we'll be looking at one of its episodes, Mixed Signals. So this episode kicks off with Salty and his best friend actually, Cloud, wanting to build a sort of castle with him.
We're gonna take all the stuff in this place and build a castle.
So to kill the time for Cloud to prepare the supplies, he plays circus with the others.
I'm a circus lion.
But as Cloud tries to get the supplies ready, he notices that Salty's playing with the others, and of course he'd feel left out.
I thought Salty was gonna play with me.
And for being sad, Cloud just scampers off. And one of the gang members, Seymour, wants him to look okay. The gist is up. Okay, for the non-Thomas and Tugs viewers out there, let me explain. So, you might have wondered why I put in those boat clips in the intro segment there. This segment will explain why.
See what's happening in Snugboat Harbor. No one to play with anyway.
Yep, those boats are in this show. But for some clearance on why I mentioned them, let's go back in time to 1984. So Tugs is a British children's program about two fleets of tugboats trying to beat each other out in a big city port in the roaring 1920s. The fleets include the Star Tugs and the Zen Stacks. The Star Tugs include 10 Cents, Sunshine, Big Mac, OJ or Old Jones, Top Hat, Warrior, and Hercules. Hey, editing Tenny here. I just want to mention that I forgot to mention Big Mac while doing the rundown for all the members of the Star Fleet. So yeah, there's Big Mac. And they're supposedly the good guys of the show. Now the Zen Stacks are basically the bad guys of the show, technically speaking. And they include Zoran, Zip, Zug, Zack, and Zebedee. And if I were to put the show to words, it would just be... And you guys already probably knew that because, come on, most of you guys are probably just Thomas fans. Now, speaking of Tugs, it has been in Salty's Lighthouse, it has been drastically changed from how it originally was. Like some gender changes for female representation, with characters like Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine, sure.
Sorry, 10 Cents. You're right. All clear on the starboard side.
And Captain Star.
Your way, 10 cents.
Otis, been looking all over for you.
And some name changes, with characters like Big Mac being changed to Big Stack. Probably so McDonald's won't start knocking on their doorstep. And OJ being changed to Otis. Probably to not be confused with orange juice, or the fact that OJ is way too close to OJ Simpson, who was currently in some no-good situations while the show was airing. Now back on the actual episode, 10 Cents tells Sunshine, "Hey yo sis, we gotta, get out some good signals because we might die if you don't." Also, by the way, yes, Tencent and Sunshine are actually siblings in the star show. Then we're introduced to Lily Lightship, and how it's important to give out good signals every night. Which she does by brightening her light after a tramper almost kills her. Now, if you've seen Tugs, I think we all know what's gonna happen. And after that, Zip tows in a old trumpet to be scrapped. But when he notices already, he goes, "Oh, frick!" He's gonna want to help, but he's gonna F everything up. And by the way, did I mention there are actual vocal changes? Yeah, I know. Because Zoran now sounds like your stereotypical Disney villain.
We're not smiling, Captain Zero.
Thug, don't tell me a little tug like you was trying to pull that big tanker by yourself. Oh, that's a good one.
And after insisting he help, he goes behind the tramper and starts towing it with Zug. Which, of course, leads to this.
Oh no! What's going on up there? What's this? Look out!
SOS, Mayday!
And Zoran pisses off just to not be blamed for it. And when Top Hat and Sunshine come to the mess, Sunshine decides to get some help from her good friend, Billy Shoepack. And this is when my personal problem with the voice cast comes in. Because in the original show, Billy Shoepack had an amazing West Country accent.
Hiya, fellers. Heard you needed a nudge. Geronimo! What a sight! What a bang! Thanks to me, you didn't believe I'm expert, did you?
But here? He just sounds so stereotypical. Like every American accent ever. Or just standard characters.
You said it. We'll be coming through there like a rocket.
Long story short, they whack the tramper and just dislodge it, and that happens, and they all learn, yeah, please be concise in what you're saying, because you might misunderstand each other or something like that. Okay, and now you might be thinking, yeah, it's just Tenny, this is just some dumb kid show. What's the problem? And I'll tell you. Now, my personal problem with the Tugs segments of this show is that they're just so boring. They're also... The voice acting is also terrible, the editing is actually quite even worse than mine, and overall, it's just forgettable, really. Not to mention with some of the most basic morals you can never tell a child, which really doesn't stand up to the original Tugs. Now, my final thoughts on the show is that it's just pretty meh with the Tug segments. They're boring, they're bland, and they're just terrible. Please watch the original Tugs, and if you like the show, that's completely fine. And overall, just watch the original Tugs. Anyways, this is Tenny, and I'm out.